and welcome to episode 14 of our Team Lotus F1 Manager series as we reach the final race before the summer break as we head to Spa in Belgium. And then, as I say, we have 4 weeks off to see what we can do with this car, although it's probably going to be limited as we don't have much money, as we've been saying across the last few episodes. But we have been seeing some consistency with our car and the performance. We've now finished 13th and 14th in the last 3 races, starting with Austria 3 races back. Same again in Silverstone, and then we repeated that for the 3rd time in a row, as I say, in Hungary. So 13th and 14th across the last 3 races, really showcasing that this car has improved to be a midfield runner. We're certainly off the back of the grid now, but as I say, money limited, we probably can't do much more, which is a shame because I'd like to get a few more designs done to see if we can get on the fringes of the points. As I say, at the moment, it's looking unlikely unless we have a cash injection from somewhere. A quick turnaround for this one, as it's only a week after Hungary, so 4 days once you finish on the Sunday, so there won't be much to do before we get into Spa. But as I always say, if you're coming back to these or you're new and you like the series, then please do subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified, if you click the notification bell, of course, of all of the latest episodes. Please do like the video if you like the content. It really does help out the channel. And please do get involved down below in the comments. And let's crack on as we head to Spa in Belgium for this one. To say, really, probably not going to be too much we do on this one. We have got a failed chassis, so we will put a replacement in there for Daniel Ricciardo. What has Mick got? He's got a failed side pods. We haven't got any side pods. Are we designing any? We are, but they're not going to be done for 24 days. That's a research anyway. And we haven't got any manufacturing space to turn that around, so he will, unfortunately, have to revert to an old spec side pods, will Mick. There's not much we can do on that, unfortunately. Just had a manufacturing spot open up because we have just finished suspension. So let's just have a look what we've got. We've got new chassis, so that should be being manufactured, I believe. Yes, so we've got the new chassis being manufactured, so that's fine. Front wings, got 2. Yeah, so maybe a front wing we need to do. Rear wing, what have we got underfloor? I keep forgetting what we've actually got in there. So rear wing, fine on rear wings. Side pods, we do need. Underfloor, we're doing. Suspension, we've got. So whether we just run this old spec side pod. Oh no, sorry, we're not designing new side pods, are we? Because that is a research project. So actually, let's just manufacture 3 of those as well. That should see our manufacturing well underway. How long until these research projects are finished? 15, 22 days. So they will be finished midway through that summer break. Right, Lindblad's scouting is completed. So he's only got 5 months left. So I think we should propose a contract to become an affiliate. I think 3 seasons. Start date is next season. Salary, pump that up a bit. I do want a large breakout multiplier. So if anyone nicks him, we'll get good money then. Let's give him a signing bonus. Let's see what he says to that. Because I really want to sort out my affiliates and drivers for next year across this summer break. And we did have scouting completed on Hadjar as well, who I'm thinking about giving a seat to. So it's whether we... Do we go affiliate with Hadjar? Do we go? He's got 5 months left. I feel we go car 2, chat. I feel we go car 2 for Hadjar. Why is the appeal to be a driver less than an affiliate? I think Mick is on 3 million, so... Going for a large breakout again. Bonus threshold, should we say 10? Not really making a difference, is it, for him? More the salary. Let's go for that. That would be less than Mick. So, there we go. We've gone for Hadjar to potentially replace Mick Schumacher for next season, and Lindblad for an affiliate role. So we probably want to look at another affiliate as well. I'm looking at Shane Maloney. We haven't actually scouted him, but we can see he's got 5 months left. So I'm thinking we just go straight in with that as well. I'm our second affiliate for next season. I mean, that is quite a lot, $2.2 million if we go for Zane, but I mean, it's only paying £1 million more, well, probably about $500,000 more than what we're paying Mick at the moment, and that would get us a good stable of drivers, combining both Zane and Hadjar, so I think I'm going to go for that. So just to recap there, we've offered contracts to Shane Maloney and Lindblad for our affiliate drives, and then Hadjar for our second drive, replacing Mick Schumacher in 2025. Daniel Ricciardo, still haven't made a decision on him, so we'll see what we do, but that would be 3 of our 4 seats filled for 2025. Ricciardo has still got a contract for next year, but as I say, I'm not fully committed to having him in the car next year, but we'll see how we go for the while. We're ready to go then in Spa. Let's set our race targets, and ooh, we've got a bit of an increased performance here. Normally it's 18th is the highest target, so let's jump to 15th, but let's go for that. We've been finishing 13th and 14th. Mick is still at 18th. He's got that. He's got a different part on his car, hasn't he? So he hasn't run the full upgrades that Danny Rick is. So we'll go 18th for Mick. And what was it? 15th for Daniel Ricciardo? Yeah, 15th for Daniel Ricciardo, 18th for Mick Schumacher as we start the practice session in Spa. Mick is out of the garage. Let's get Ricciardo out on a damp Spa here as we chase down, hopefully, 100% setup satisfaction for both drivers. Well, this is becoming a bit of a classic Mick here. He's had a lock-up here in practice too. It's not going to damage us too much because we're on inters, so we've got good tyre life in those.
And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that
But again, not ideal. Thankfully, he doesn't crash, but yeah, he's took 4% out of the tyre, so we'll get away with it, but again, not great for driver confidence. That is practice completed in Spa, and as you can see, we hit 100% track acclimatization for both drivers. Danny Rick has got a newer part on his car that Mick has not, so 97% on car parts knowledge for him, 100% for Mick, and 94% setup satisfaction for Mick Schumacher, 97% for Daniel Ricciardo. So overall, that gives Daniel Ricciardo a 98% driver preparation and Mick Schumacher 97%. But I believe we can revert to a higher setup satisfaction. I'm pretty sure we did better than that before we changed. So let's just quickly have a look at that before we get into qualifying. I may be wrong.
There's tension in...
Let's have a look on Mick's side. Car setup. Yeah, so his highest satisfaction setup was actually 97%. So let's revert back to that. And that's the same as Daniel Ricciardo then. So both now have got 97%. So Mick probably has now got a better driver preparation than Daniel Ricciardo. Both got high confidence. So as you can see, these are the changes on the stats. Both pretty well matched as we jump into qualifying in Spa. Right, let's get them out nice and early here. There is going to be a little bit of rain here in the starting in the next 5 to 6 minutes. So I think these first runs are going to be the ones that count here. And it looks like the whole grid is coming out because of that. So this has got to count here as we start these flying laps then with both drivers. And is Mick going to give Ricciardo a nice little tow here? Might be a little bit too far behind to benefit from that. So Mick does a 31 flat. Daniel Ricciardo goes a 10th quicker. So a 10th in favour to Ricciardo through that first sector. Let's see then as we get through the middle part of the track as we'll approach sector 2 in about 20 seconds time. See what we're doing through there. Obviously, we haven't stayed purple. Now everyone else is going through that, but we're not expecting purples. We will be green because this is, of course, our first run, so it's always going to be a personal best, no matter how slow it is. And here we go. Should get that second sector time coming up very shortly now. What is Mick doing here? It's a 42.7 for Mick. 42.5. So Daniel Ricciardo bags another 7.5 to 2 temps. So he's got about 2.5 to 3 temps up on Mick Schumacher at the moment. Yellow flag. It's not one of our drivers. There we go then. Mick Schumacher is going to be across the line here. And it's a 1:43.9. We expect Ricciardo to go quicker, and he does. So, yeah, just over 2.5 temps in favour to Ricciardo. Tsunoda locked up. That could be telling, because he's not going to get this lap done now. And, yeah, we've potentially got rain coming in the next few minutes. So, he's going to have to get back out very quickly, is Tsunoda. We do not have any fresh softs. So, we didn't use any softs through practice because it was wet. So, yeah, not sure why we haven't got any softs at all. But we will have good mediums to use. So that's going to be it, really. We're not really going to run again here. We're not going to go quicker on the mediums, I wouldn't expect. So Mick Schumacher is 17th as it stands. Ricciardo's 12th. How are we going to finish up here? Is anyone else going to go out? Tsunoda trying to get that lap in that he lost effectively. It is raining now, though. So I don't think it's going to... Tsunoda across the line. Yes, he goes up to 20th, but that's all he can do. This wet weather is going to mean no one is going to go quicker now. So is there any other surprises down there? Not really. Drivers still continue to go out. Mick Schumacher is going to be knocked out then, but Ricciardo looks like he is going to make it through to Q2 here. And there we go. That is the end of session then. So the big surprise there is Tsunoda's knocked down Q1. Albon as well, a slight surprise. He's been doing well. And unfortunately, Mick is out as well. And we elected not to run Daniel Ricciardo in Q2 to save his soft tyres. We only had one set of softs. So, yeah, we haven't run Daniel Ricciardo in Q2. So he does qualify 16th. Mick Schumacher 17th. Let's just see what's happened in Q3. Is Max on pole? And as I say, there's no sort of penalty being applied now to him or Hamilton. So fingers crossed that is sorted. So Max is on pole. Charles is in second. Oscar Piastri third. George Russell fourth. Lewis Hamilton fifth. Fernando Alonso sixth. Lance Stroll seventh. Sergio Perez eighth. Carlos Sainz ninth. And Lando Norris will start in 10th. As I say, we will start in 16th and 17th. Let's just set some strategy up and see what we're going to do. Right, let's go. What's the weather saying here? No rain. So no rain expected at Spa. So they're saying a soft, medium is the way to go. Let's see if we can... see if we can do an old classic. That's not really going to last, is it? Alright, let's go. Actually, our softs, we haven't got much tyre life in our softs, so I might just use those on aggressive. Then go for a medium, then a hard. Let's just try that. What does that say? So that is quicker. So that is quicker than the strategy that they've given us. We've got plenty of sets of mediums, so we can mix it up a bit. Obviously, if we get here and we can extend, and then we can go on another set of mediums. But I think that is going to be the way to go: soft, medium, hard. Two-stop strategy. Mick on a two-stop, soft, medium, hard. Daniel Ricciardo exactly the same, starting on soft, medium for middle stint, finishing on the hard. Right, let's start this Grand Prix in Spa then. So the last three races, we finished 13th and 14th. So we've been a bit consistent in those positions. Can we maintain it? Can we do better? Let's see. As Mick starts on pole and stays on pole. So that bug has gone, which is great to see. And we can now, I've been saying in my streams, minimize this, and we can. So we can see the full timing boards now. which is good. Right, we remain 16th, 17th. So Sonoda and Bottas starting the race with issues here. What are their issues? Oh, we've got to wait for the end of the lap, of course, because we're only on lap 1. I'm in an Alpine. Oh, that's rough. And my friend is in a Williams. Nice. Good stuff. Right, what's tyres? Let's have a look then. So no one is on the hard compound. Majority of the grid, I'd say 80 to 90%, have started this first stint on the softs. Ocon is on a medium. Albon behind Mick is on a medium. So see how they fare. But yeah, as I say, most of the grid has gone on to the soft tyres. K-Mag looks to be dropping off a lot here. Can Daniel Ricciardo's going to get stuck under K-Mag there a bit? This is nice work of Ricciardo. Can see this out around here. Forced out wide. Still hanging in there. Need to get one of these Hasses. K-Mag is struggling, it looks like. But we don't quite get Hulkenberg. We're going to stick in there, though. We'll have inside here. And then hopefully we'll be able to get this done, and we have got it done. Now we can follow K-Mag, who was dropping off the pace a bit there. So we go. Ricciardo gets Hulkenberg.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here.
That started a long way before this replay, but...
And Daniel Ricciardo moves up the field.
That is job done then. Can we get after K-Mag now? Got DRS. K-Mag's got DRS as well, though. Alright, let's just settle in now.
Understood. Copy.
And Schumacher's got Hulkenberg as well now. We missed that.
And it was Mick Schumacher involved.
But Daniel Ricciardo just got Hulkenberg. Mick Schumacher following him through.
And Mick Schumacher says, Dankeschön. Thank you very much.
Right, so we're now running 15th and 16th. As I say, we have been finishing 13th and 14th. And that could be a possibility again today. Ricciardo's dropped out of DRS. Mick Schumacher's going to have a go on his teammate. Why not? They're free to fight. Ricciardo's confidence goes down after that to medium. Mick's is up to medium. So they're balanced on that now. But they are free to fight here. And yeah, tyre life is not good for Ricciardo. So we had to start this on a scrub set. Somehow Gasly won at Jeddah in my career mode. Nice one, Pierre. Get in there, Gasly. Alright, we need to have a little bit of a push again with Mick. And we'll let Daniel Ricciardo push as well. Let's get back into the DRS of K-Mag here. So we're falling out of that. And we can't seem to get back in there at the moment. Now we're just about there. Daniel Ricciardo's probably going to be able to make a move on his teammate here. Because again, DRS. Mick goes aggressive to the inside. Danny Rigg's going to try it around the outside. Oh, they've hit each other. And they've hit each other. Oh my
I got hit from behind.
Can you believe these two? Can you believe these two?
The action
I just literally cannot let these fight anymore.
See how tight it is, and the contact between the cars.
Is there any need for that?
And having seen it back, I think it's.
And that's wrecks both our races. Ridiculous, these guys. So that has absolutely wrecked our race there. Danny Rick's down to last. He's got no damage. Oh, can you believe it? These guys just cannot race. They cannot race. Unbelievable. I'd imagine confidence is very low now. It is. Ricciardo gets the penalty. To be fair, he deserves it. He just literally closed the door there. Mick gave him the corner. We have made the decision to replace Mick Schumacher for next year, but I think the same might be said for Daniel Ricciardo as well. He's got no damage, Daniel Ricciardo, but he's a long way back now. Mick Schumacher, probably want to think about changing that wing, don't we? Do we want to... And we've got no front wings left, so that's nice. That tops it off, doesn't it? No front wings left either, so this might be a retirement for Mick here. We'll see what his pace is like with the damage. But if he's losing a lot of pace, it may be a retirement for Mick Schumacher. Which will be a shame. Right, Mick has caught up with Sargent. What tyres is Sargent on? He's on the softs as well. Come on, Mick, have a little go.
Tyre update when possible.
Ah, that's really guttering, that is. Because we're in a nice little position there. We're moving up the grid nicely. As I say, 13th and 14th, the last 3 races. I think we could have secured that again today, if not bettered it. But not now. That's going to be a struggle now. Carreras developed a fault. Who knows? We're going to stay in this. There might be a safety car, bring us back into action. But, yeah, I'm disappointed in that. That's, yeah, it's ruined this race, really. And as I say, unless we get a safety car. But, of course, Mick's struggling with the front wing damage, and Daniel Ricciardo's got to serve that penalty. Right, Schumacher now on Sargent and Ricciardo on Gasly. Rouge, we're getting the job done. That's lovely work from Mick. DRS is open as well to pull away. And Daniel Ricciardo in the background. Can he make a move out damage? I want to see a replay of that.
What happened? Now we're
Oh,
watching
lovely on board as well for Mick through here.
It's certainly inviting.
Oh, that is lovely stuff. That's big boy stuff from Mick through there. And Ricciardo is going to get Gasly. Is he? No, Gasly later on the brakes there.
Honestly, I don't think we could do much more.
Oh, we could have done a lot more, Ricciardo, if you didn't smash into your teammate. So don't give me that, Danny. He's got a year left on his contract. He is a driver for us for 2025 at the moment, but at the moment, as I say, my thought process is we'll get rid of him. We'll lose some money on that, of course, having to break his contract. We're doing a bit of scouting at the moment to sort our drivers for 2025. So looking at Hadjar for Mick's replacement. Looking at Lindblad as one of our affiliates. Maybe say Maloney as an affiliate as well. As I say, maybe we need to look at another driver to come in to replace Daniel Ricciardo. So maybe a whole new driver lineup for 2025. Ricciardo still struggling to get past Pierre here. Mick's pace is alright across Logan Sargent there. As Ricciardo does finally get past Gasly. But yes, Sargent, we've pulled 2 seconds on Sargent, so I think the damage, as it says, is minor. Well, we lap 10 for Ricciardo, aren't we? Yeah. Right, Ricciardo coming in then.
Daniel Pillay.
Was the yellow flag. Magnussen and Carrera in as well. Piastri running
But
wide.
this is what happened.
Oscar making a
Let's have a
mistake.
look then at turn 6.
Was in second place.
Oh, but
Not
they need to be
anymore.
watching those track limits.
Lets the
That
Ferrari
won't do the
slip
floor
by.
of the car any good at all.
All right, so this is going to be a slow stop, obviously, for Ricciardo because we obviously have the 5-second penalty to serve.
Okay.
And a slow stop to top it all off.
Alrighty.
That is, yep. This is just our luck across this race, it looks like today. That was a very slow stop. Obviously, it was slow anyway, 5 seconds, but that was a 5-second stop on its own as well, because total stop time was 10 seconds, so... We're not catching a break in this one, unfortunately. So Ricciardo's dead last. Let's see how far back he is, because we can now minimise this, which is lovely. So he's 14 seconds off K-Mag, who did pit as well. So that's going to be a lonely race, I feel, out there for Ricciardo, but let's wait and see. Let's pit Mick now as well.
Box.
See if we can get the undercut on Zhou at least. But I don't think he's going to be getting any higher up the grid, unfortunately, because of this damage, and we haven't got a spare front wing to replace it with. Which is a shame. That's the problem with not having much money and being a team lower down. Zhou didn't pit, so that's good. Albon has, Bottas has. Sargent is in behind us. So let's see what the pit crew can do this time round. 2.8, not the best, but at least it's not a slow one. So Mick is back out. He'll be well clear of his teammate. Gasly's in the pits. Where's he coming out? We're going to jump Gasly because we were already ahead of him, weren't we? Ricciardo was ahead of him, but obviously he served 5-second penalty and had a very slow stop, so he'll probably lose out. Or will he? No. We're still going to jump Gasly, so that's a surprise. We're at least cleared Gasly with Daniel Ricciardo. So we're waiting for Zhou and Bottas did pit, sorry. Zhou is on the mediums though, so he will be long run. Actually, we weren't gaining too much on Zhou, and he was on a slower tyre, so it's a bit ominous for us as well. Multiple cars are crashed. Still just a yellow. Zhou looks to be involved.
You are approaching some debris.
No safety car. Correa and Zhou have come together here then. Ooh, that was a bit... I think Correa just turned into Zhou really there. Slightly different to the Ricciardo and Mick incident. I think Zhou lost a lot of time there because we're only, what, about 9 seconds behind him now, so we'll clear Zhou. Correa, I think, has a mechanical issue. I don't know if he got damage off that as well. Bottas has got a puncture. How has that happened then? Bottas has got a puncture. I've not seen that before. I've seen a puncture before, of course, but Bottas had already stopped, hadn't he? Yeah, Bottas has only had those mediums on for a couple of laps. Correa gets the penalty. And there we go, Bottas. So is that because he went through debris, do we think, with that accident? Oh, don't hold us up too much. Come on. That's it. Mick's past him. I think that he must have gone through the debris there when his teammate came together with Correa. And he's got an instant puncture on his left rear, and that's wrecked his race. Hold Sargent up there. No, it doesn't quite. Don't hold Ricciardo up, though. And he is going to, of course. Oh, Ricciardo's past him. But that's a bit of luck for us. This Bottas is going to be a long way behind us now. Ocon in and out of the pits. As I say, before our accident, before our two teammates came together, I think we would have been in a fight with Ocon. We would have been around this sort of Albon to Zhou, but unfortunately not anymore. But there we go, we had a little bit of drama there. Bottas has to pit. Correa's got a penalty, but still he's quite a margin ahead of us. What did that do to his tyres? Great. Zhou still to pit. Zhou finally pits. Nick and Ricciardo have jumped in, but as I say, I think he'll be quicker now that he's off those mediums. We need to pray for a safety car. Yeah, we definitely need a safety car. Probably not just yet now, though. We want a safety car right as we're coming to the end of this tyre. Yellow flag. Still a yellow flag. Correa's had a spin now. Had an accident. Got a penalty. Now he's had a spin.
Whoa, and there it goes.
Lit up the rears. Sends it round. So Correa's having a bit of a nightmare now, isn't he? That's brought him right down. So 5 seconds now would drop him. Sonoda's out. Sonoda's jumped us in that first round of pit stops. Here we go. Look, we'll get DRS now. And hopefully Ricciardo will move up into 18th. There we go. Down the inside. Keeps it clean for once, Danny. And up to through to Eau Rouge. But Sargent is very close to us here. We have a really good tow. And he'll have DRS. So this might be going straight back to Logan, this one. Because he's going to open that rear wing now. Although we did pull a bit of a gap for Eau Rouge. He's gaining. He's going to send it down the inside. He is. Oh, come on, Ricciardo. Don't cause an accident. Logan's going to get it back. Can Ricciardo hang it in there? I don't think he can. Terminator V8. Hi, how's it going? Hope you're well.
Yep. This is my pace.
Ricciardo is sticking in this. We're going side by side all around this first sector. And Daniel Ricciardo doesn't give it up and does get through in the end. So good work. Another yellow flag. Still a yellow flag. Because you have a replay of Ricciardo. Thanks for the follow, Terminator. There we go. Ricciardo, good work there in the end. He didn't give it up. Right, what's the yellow flag for? It's still out, this yellow flag. Now it's clear. George Russell has had a lock-up.
It was George Russell involved. Everything's all right here.
With Fernando Alonso, it looks like. Oh, luckily didn't T-bone Fernando. Well, that's an awkward place for George. And he's lost a good bit of time there. He's fighting with Alonso. He's now 3.6 seconds behind. What's his tyres saying there? Not too bad. And he already had that fault, didn't he, that we knew about. Right, Mick is on Magnussen now. And Ricciardo's 5.4 off Mick. What tyres did Joe go onto? He did go onto the softs, but he's not making a massive impression on those, is he? Alright, come on then, Mick. Let's get this DRS open. Let's get this job done. Not doing too bad, Mick, considering he's got this front wing damage. Jack Harvey, hi, how's it going? Hope you're well. We're a long way back here. Too far back, I feel. Yeah, too far back there in the end. Let's follow him through. I'll give him a bit of battery. I didn't there because I thought we were close enough as we were coming down to Eau Rouge. Well, actually, we might not need to because Mick's got other ideas. He's going to slip down the inside there. Thank you very much. We'll take that. So Mick has moved up into 16th. Got a damaged front wing, but he's not letting it hold him back. He's doing actually quite well considering that.
Let's take a closer look. Now this happens down at turn 8. They decide to give it a go.
Good move from Mick. Lock up. Was that Mick? No. That Magnussen. It was Magnussen. Magnussen's locked up, so he hands the position to Ricciardo.
Let's see what happened there.
We heard the lock up there.
And if we watch Magnussen,
didn't see it. And thankfully, it's not Mick.
The wheels just lock up there. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
The K-Mag locks up, hands that position to Ricciardo. So we're now up to, well, 15th and 17th, but Albon will be past Mick because he's not in our race. Ricardo's second and final stop then. We'll be going on to the hard tyres till the end now. 17 laps to go after this. K-Mag, who just had the lock-up, he's pitting as well. Hopefully a quicker stop this time round for Ricardo. 2.7, not too bad. Right, Albon, as I say, will make his way past Mick here because just at different phases of the race. Albon on fresh mediums. We're coming to the end. Mick's going to jump into the pits anyway. Frustrating Albon, but he is going to go for the overtake. It's not going to matter. Oh, he hold him up nicely. Right, Mick's in. Correa's serving his penalty. Now they work on the car. He has to be held as well for Mick. Oh, slow left rear. It's not awful. Just gave you a follow. Thanks, Hazard. Much appreciated. Thanks, buddy.
Oh dear, that's not
So it's a slow stop. It wasn't terrible. It was only about a second slower than normal, but still not great. We've had a pretty awful day here. Spa. And that's it now to the end in terms of pit stops and strategy. But yeah, what we've got 15 laps to go. Zhou is now in the pits. Are we going to jump Zhou? We are going to jump Zhou. So yeah, Zhou is out behind us. See on the mediums there, I believe. Yeah, so Zhou will be on a quicker tyre. We've got 4.6 seconds in hand on him at the moment. So let's see whether he'll come back at us or not. Oh, Magson's had a spin now. He's having a bit of a terrible time, isn't he, K-Mag? Oh, and just holds up Sergio Perez there. Which now means that Piastri is right on Perez's gearbox. Because he was held up there by Magson's spin. Was this going to allow Piastri to get into third place? Doesn't look like it. He's stuck behind him there. But pretty tight there and tasty between Perez, Piastri and Charles. Norris only 2.9 back. Mick catch Correa. Yeah, I don't think we can. Although we might be able to catch Sargent. Sargent's got to stop again, actually. So we should get past Sargent. But yeah, unfortunately, that Ricciardo accident going into his teammate early on this race. Ricciardo smashes into Mick. And that has really cost us. Right, here we go. I don't know why Sargent's extending this stint for so long, but that's up to them, really. Is he going to jump into the pits here? No, he's still staying out. Sargent must be looking to go on another set of either mediums or softs at the end here. This is causing Mick to lose a lot of time. You can see Ricciardo now in the background.
Come on.
He should now get this job done on Logan. We'll get the DRS open. Okay. Lando, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Here we go then. Mick up the hill then. Should hopefully get this done now. Which he does, but Ricciardo's only 1.7 back now, so Ricciardo will probably be looking to challenge his teammate. We are expecting Hulkenberg to come back past us now as mediums are up to temperature. But yeah, as I say, it's just confirming that we need to do something with these drivers for 2025. Are we going to have any late drama here? It doesn't look like it's been a pretty clean race. A few incidents. Is Ricciardo going to have another go on Mick? I don't want them to fight. Although Mick's done nothing wrong, I feel like we need to let Ricciardo go at the minute. Because Schumacher's got front wing damage from that earlier collision with Ricciardo, and unfortunately we haven't got any spare front wings with us. Alright, is Mick going to have a go on his teammate here?
Yeah, be smart and patient.
All good here. Good to hear, Ate. Good to hear. Here we go. Are the boys going to come together again and just absolutely kill this race off? Schumacher with DRS then on Danny Rick. Is he going to go for a move? Got a bit of fuel in hand for Mick as well, which we can use up. Let's see if he can, if he makes the move, we'll let him burn that off as well. Come on then, DRS for Mick. This is where they collided early on. Are we going to see it happen again? No, we're not. Can they keep it clean? If they don't, as I say, the jobs are on the line now. Mick is much closer here. DRS will open now. Ricciardo goes to cover the inside, but there's enough of a room gap there for Mick this time. Is it going to be the same as before? No, it's not. This time they do not come together. Mick Schumacher moves past his teammate into 16th. With a damaged front wing, Mick is performing better than Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo, to give it back to Mick, they're going to crash again at some point. The amount of moves going on. Mick lets him. Mick allows it. There's Daniel Ricciardo back through. An inter-team battle here for the last few laps here at Spa. So Max wins, Sainz second, Norris third, and Ricciardo, hang your head in shame for what you've done today. He finishes 16th, and Mick Schumacher will finish 17th. As I say, I don't think points were on the cards for us today, but I do think we would have been around Ocon and Tsunoda. 11th or 12th, potentially. Somewhere between there. Somewhere between 11th and 14th.
Keep at it. Yeah, well done.
Not well done, Ricciardo. Don't give me that. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you, Ricciardo. You ruined this race. And we'll see if you return after summer break. Right, there we go then. As I say, the bug is now cleared, so Max and Lewis not starting from the pit lane no longer, which is good to see, but it does mean Max is back dominating, wins this one, followed by Carlos Sainz in second, Lando Norris in third, Sergio Perez fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Charles Leclerc in sixth, Lewis Hamilton seventh, Fernando Alonso eighth, Lance Stroll ninth, and George Russell down sixth. Had a couple of issues as we saw, and he finishes 10th. And as we said with our drivers, they do finish where they started, but it would have been a lot better than that if Daniel Ricciardo did not crash into Mick Schumacher in the opening phases of the Grand Prix. Both cars spinning as a result of that incident put us to 20th and 22nd, and Mick obviously front wing damage that he ran for the rest of that race. So yeah, Daniel Ricciardo absolutely ruining our race there. Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen moves back into first place, 5-point lead on Carlos Sainz. No movement beyond that. Charles Leclerc still third, Lando Norris fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Sergio Perez sixth, George Russell seventh, Yuki Tsunoda eighth, Lewis Hamilton ninth, and Lance Stroll in 10th. As we always do, go through the rest of the points, which is at the moment Fernando Alonso in 11th, Alex Albon 12th, Ocon 13th, Correa 14th, Bottas 15th, and the rest of the drivers, including our own, yet to score. Constructors, a lot better for Red Bull as they eat into Ferrari's lead, but Ferrari's still got a pretty healthy lead there. McLaren in third, good gap to Mercedes in fourth, Aston Martin fifth, RB 6th, Williams 7th, Alpine 8th, Sauber 9th, and as we say, Haas and Team Lotus are still yet to score a point. And I don't think we got any points in the fastest pit stop either. So, yeah, pretty poor for us there. Unfortunately, that was not the best race. Probably one of the worst races for us of the season. Probably one of the dullest as well. So, sometimes happens. Not much you can do. But if you can at least like the video for me, that will ease some of the pain of this Spa Grand Prix at least. And if you're not already and you're coming back to these episodes, please do subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to keep up to date with these episodes and this series. as I've been saying, we're now going to head into the summer break. Perhaps when we return, we may have a new driver lineup. We will for 2025. But will the events of today spark us into action and make an immediate driver change for the rest of this season? Make sure to come back for the next episode as we continue our Team Lotus F1 Manager series.